Hey, what's up, y'all? It's DJ EC3. This is going to be episode 170 of the Keep Grinding the podcast. Whoa, almost went back there.
Damn.
Keep Grinding the pod. Man, my mind is just everywhere, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
all over the place, man.
Dude, we are saving the pod. I appreciate you coming on, my guy.
You know me. I don't do shit, bro. So, I'm always around.
Can you introduce yourself to the people who are watching for the first time?
Oh, if you guys are the newcomers, I am his co-host, Tony Donez.
And this is going to be another episode of What's in the Deck. And again, 170, man, we're knocking them out. But, when we're the only, we're keeping this thing locked in, bro.
Consistency is our strong suit. I don't know if anything else is our strong suit, though.
Right now,
we may not even be any good at this shit. Who knows?
Dude, the consistency is in this. This is the only thing that's kind of taking my mind from real life shit, you know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
But yeah, man, we won't go into super details with us. We just keep that on the low. But man, it's been a wild ride the last 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Positive and negative, man. I think I can announce it now. BC women's basketball. EC3 shots. We've been knocking it out.
Look at this guy right here.
We've been knocking it out, man. We've been knocking it out. We could finally announce that.
Yeah,
great journey, bro.
Bounced up. He got called up to the minors,
and I'm still I'm still going to AAA once in a while.
Yeah,
my
man.
appearance.
Got called up from the minors. He's doing big things. Congratulations, man.
It's been taking my mind for a lot of shit too, bro.
That's good.
Who would have thought this damn camera? And the only reason why I announced it because EC Shots is the one that films this podcast, and it's really because it's been going well, man. I love doing this podcast with you,
and he's like a Jamaican guy. He does the filming, the editing. He hosts. He co-hosts sometimes. He does it all.
We're trying to, man. My guy Cueto, I missed you, bro. I haven't watched wrestlers since Cueto left.
Oh man,
since school. I know, dude. School kind of just it takes up a chunk of our time. That's our real career. So, I think the message of this podcast is the theme of our podcast is going to be the title of our album today.
Yes,
so,
sir.
D, what's in the deck today?
We got Atmosphere, straight out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and album is When Life Gives You Lemons, turn that shit into gold.
I love it, man. And that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Paint that shit gold, right? Paint that shit gold.
Paint that shit gold.
And
that's what we're doing. Everything that gives us lemons, man, we're painting that shit gold. That's been the theme of life the last couple of weeks for both of us, I'm sure.
Yeah, as I was listening, I was like, this album is pretty fitting for us lately. Cause,
man.
It's pretty, it gets deep into feelings and deep into real life shit. And we're all going through it at times and sometimes a little harder, so this album really hit this week.
When did you first listen? Because, I've never asked you this question, man. I know you listened to it, right. But I never, believe it or not, there's some albums I never got from you. Brother Ali albums I definitely got from you. Atmosphere albums I didn't get from you because it was my cousins who put me on.
Yeah, you introduced me to Atmosphere.
To Slug and Ant. Yeah, that's...
You introduced me to Atmosphere. The only thing I really knew about Slug was the albums he did, the Felt albums with him and Merce.
Yeah,
that's all I really knew about Slug. I didn't know a whole lot about the Rhymesayers until Brother Ali, and then it wasn't on the Brother Ali train until probably his second album. But yeah, I didn't really know much about Atmosphere, and I think you gave me God Loves Ugly.
I bet you it was God Loves Ugly. Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, man, it rocketed from there because he was just talking real shit. It's a different type of rap if you're like just a kind of a commercial hip hop head. May not be for you, but if you want some lyrics and storytelling and some real life shit,
Slug, dude.
Slug, man.
Atmosphere, I'll never forget. I won't go. My cousins hate when I tell the story because I feel like even if it's 23 years after, I'm still snitching, I guess.
Damn.
We were in Hawaii doing, probably not great activities for a 12-year-old kid, and what was in the background was Atmosphere, trying to find a balance, Modern Man's Hustle.
Yeah, Modern Man's Hustle, man.
If I Was Santa Claus, like those early Atmosphere hits, and I was like, what the heck? And I'll never forget the album covers. And man, remember, I was Atmosphere fan. They went to the Dome a few times. This is when the Dome was still cracking, And when I found out from the Minnesota, I'm like, this is different. This again, absolutely. I think every album, why this album is a classic to me, because it's different from what they were doing, what I grew up on. Because this is probably this is that turn for them when they became a more mature group. Yep. This was their first mature album, I felt like.
And you heard it in everything. The production, the lyrics, the sequencing, everything is just a different vibe from them, from what they usually did.
Definitely. And I think we talked about the Sad Clown Bad Dubs. Like they released these EPs. Yep. This is like one of the first hip hop groups, first hip hop artists I remember as a kid dropping EPs that really mattered. Though they were, I remember that YGM, and I know if I showed you that song, bro. There's a YGM song.
There's they do a joint. It's like like a posse cut essentially with all their dudes, and it's to the Young Black and Proud beat. Whew.
And Slug is just an MC, and everybody's underrated. We want to use the word underrated, just underappreciated,
Yes.
and he doesn't get Atmosphere doesn't get mentioned a lot. They're not really. I think God Loves Ugly and Try to Find a Balance is the closest they ever got to
Like
maybe
mainstream.
underground mainstream. Because I can't ever see they're not anything near what I guess we consider mainstream now. Maybe in this day and age it will fit a little bit better, but I guess they were ahead of their time, you know.
Well, they're also that, you know, and you see a lot of groups and artists now who kind of, they find a lane and they find a fan base and they just ride with that fan base. They know what their fan base is going to. I think it's somebody like Tech Nine.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude sells millions of albums, but he sells them to this small lane of people. And so, I think it's, you know, that independent record hustle that they have, and it just kind of guides them through. Like, they know, here's what our fans like. They're going to ride with us, even when they try new shit. That fan base is so loyal that they're going to ride with them, so they're able to take some chances sometimes too.
And I said this is the first mature one because I'm looking, even right now, like the chronological discography they have. You can't imagine how much fun we're having. It's such a hard hip hop album.
Yes,
it's an angry album. Slug has a fucking mohawk and he looks miserable.
Right.
And this one is just a whole different, not a softer tone, but it's such a nonchalant approach to like the problems in life. It's so weird. It was such a different. I don't know. I guess if it was somebody for the first time listening to Atmosphere, like you would think they're two different groups because just not many groups could do. That's how special I felt like they were because even Guarantees, Me, Painting, like these things were so much different from
So deep.
those damn. You can't imagine how fun you were having records.
Like the early stuff was more like angry emo.
Yeah.
Where this was more like I don't know, contemplation emo.
Funky
you know?
Lucy's like one of the
Fuck
most.
You, Lucy, man.
Yeah, dude, like that was the most evil. Like,
Yes.
what did the kids say? Like, you're getting like rejected. Like, it's. I forgot the word that the lingo the kids use, but man, you are definitely.
My kids left the house, man. I don't know when.
Damn, dude, I'm surrounded
kids
by
left
them
the
all
house.
day, dude.
I'm not out there coaching anymore, dude. I'm gonna be old and washed. Pretty
Dude,
soon.
I'm just trying. It's
no touch to them anymore.
To see the butchering of the English language is a travesty. But yeah, man, let's go to the first song. Which Atmosphere, When Life Gives You Lemons, You Paint That Shit Gold, released April 22nd, 2008. And believe it or not, it debuted on number 5 on the Billboard charts.
Really?
Not the top R&B and hip hop albums. Billboard 200, number 5.
Wow.
Which I'm actually shocked by that too. The first song, like the rest of us, I was amazed. I remember when I first heard, I was kind of like, this is what would come. Like, I was so anticipated a different sound, and I was 17, so I was kind of like ignorant. Like, they gotta keep the same sound, you know. And this is definitely the foundation of Eric Dance to come after this. Right
away, you just hear that stripped down beat that was so different from them. Like, Ant usually, you know, he made classic type of hip hop beats. You know, a lot of boom bap, a lot of samples and stuff. And this was just stripped down, low bass line. I think there was a piano loop in there, and it's just a low key flow and Slug just talking, man.
Dude, he's a very I can't say he really knows how to paint a picture with someone who's dealing with alcoholism, who's dealing with the issue.
Yep, and that's, you know, you'll see that throughout. There's lots of talks about alcoholism, talks about addiction, talks about temptation, all that stuff that, you know, and probably because he's lived a life that you know, he ran up against a lot of that shit, but man, and just even like the way he puts words together to say something simple. There's a line in there about they're at the strip club, and instead of saying like making it rain, it's I made her drown in a full lake of patriarchy.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
you made her drown.
Damn.
Yes, he did.
I'm like, damn, like, you know, the patriarchy of all the dead old presidents, and like,
for sure.
I was like, just, you know, he could have said I made it rain dollars, just went a whole different route, and I'm like, damn, that's just, you know. Those are just words that aren't typical in hip hop.
And it just, you know, the chorus too was kind of, I thought was really impactful. You know, dirt gets done and we get back to dust, running in place, sun in my face, let me fly away, heaven won't wait. This is the first time I heard Slug kind of not sing, but just kind of be just melon.
Yeah,
like,
real melodic.
Yeah, he's just doing this was kind of popular at the time too, I guess. And it was kind of like shitted on by 50 Cent and all this stuff, but they were all doing it. They were all having some type of sing-along chorus, and this is one of my favorite songs on here. I remember the first time I wasn't disappointed, but I was like, "This is what I'm going to get from Slug."
It was definitely different, man. It honestly, it took me it took me a little while to really get into this album. Like there was a couple joints that right off the bat I knew they were going to be songs that I love, but it took me a long time to really appreciate everything about this album.
The next one we have is Puppets, and man, I'm sure this is all produced by Slug or by Ant. Yeah, it had to be. Yeah, man, Ant is ridiculous on these beats. Every Atmosphere album in the catalog, dude. Ant is crazy, man. Yeah. I know a guy with the Rockstar Live, but he still don't fly. He's mad at the sky. He sits me down. He kicks his whistles. He's been around like give him a listen. It's like he's talking about. Can you hear that? Is that
it's a little crackling.
I know, man. I don't like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going live. I'm not a crackle guy because I got to clean that up, and that takes forever. How about now?
Better. Yeah. Oh, a little bit still. Look at that. You see the production work
as
we're going on.
This is some real
this is real shit,
STS podcast vibes over here with the Keep Grinding the podcast. What's going on, man?
We don't have a big production team. He is the production team.
I am the production team. Keep it going though. Keep going. Can you hear it now?
Yeah, it's still crackling.
Damn, it's still crackling. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those weeks, man.
Yeah. Hey.
One of those weeks.
It's like when you get that old dusty record on, man, you just throw it on, and it crackles. That's what our whole sound's going to be like today.
Yeah, we should just not. Yeah. We
just dropped the needle.
Crackles. That's what
we just dropped the needle on the one today. But the Puppets, it just came off like. The first thing I thought is, we all know that older dude who's just bitter, and like he's just talking to the bitter old dudes who woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. The things I was good at this and I was great at that, but they really never turned out to be shit. Like scared to succeed. Like that's what the whole thing just kind of gave me that whole vibe of I was great.
And it goes one for the bar tab, two for the shine. Let's go to your car and doing the line, dude. Slug, his range of topics and just
all over.
I think you could, and it's not. It's not a Biggie thing. Like Biggie has a creative flow. Like he's playing with the words. Slug is really straight up, and he's just rhyming.
Yeah.
And he's in a rhyme thing that he's feeling. You could tell he feels everything that he's saying, and it's.
And he's one of those too. Like he's a smart dude, you can tell, and he's got an extended vocabulary, but he's not just like hitting you over the head with it to where it's like saying a bunch of shit that don't make sense because you're just using a bunch of big words. Like he's saying shit and it's really coming through, but he's saying it in such an artistic and intelligent way.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
His voice has always been one that sticks out, but not the same way that quick or easy sticks out. Just a different ruggedness with it, and it's always a compliment to Ant's beats. And you see, and we could talk about this too, like for hours. How much they compliment. He compliments Ant's production, and it's Puppets is one of my joints on here.
And it's like his whole style is almost like he's just conversating with you. You know what I mean? It's like there's times where he's saying shit and I feel like I want to answer back. But that's his whole vibe. His whole style is that.
Would you call him? Maybe it's a term I just came up with right now. I'm sure there's plenty of other rappers like this. You ever heard of a blue collar rapper?
Oh yeah.
He is definitely a blue collar MC. It's like you could relate to the everyday man.
Yep. No, and I've said it before, man. When an MC is relatable, it takes it to a whole nother level for me. That's and that's probably why guys like him, Tech Nine, those Merce, those people who have that independent grind and hustle, they have a fan base because they're just regular dudes like us who happen to be able to rap and have created a hustle from it.
It's like he's speaking to me.
Yep.
He knows exactly what I'm going through.
And when you listen to the album and all the shit he's talking about, I mean, there's not too many of us who haven't been through some of this shit or all of this shit.
No, definitely.
I mean? Yeah. Like the bitter old heads. I might be that bitter old head at this point. I don't know. Hey, don't agree so quick, motherfucker.
Hey, there's some times D could be a little. We both a little grouchy at times.
I get grumpy,
especially with our hip hop, dude. Like,
I get grumpy.
You'll tell me that I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next, the Skinny. One of my favorite songs on here, man.
Creative, man.
No, it's for all the tricks and the hoes from the Far Star rooms to down Skid Row. Like that is.
Yep.
It's Slug.
The whole thing's an analogy of he turned cocaine into a person essentially, and this woman falls in love with this person who happens to be cocaine, and it's as he's going, or it could be any drug actually if you wanted to, depending. But when he said skinny white pimp, that made me think cocaine.
Yeah, for sure.
But just turns it into a person, and as you're listening to it, you're thinking she's having this relationship with a dude, and the whole time it's her relationship with her addiction.
Yeah, man.
Crazy creative, man.
And who would have? You have to live some of this stuff if you're gonna talk about it, and it's like a narration. That's why this blue collar rapping that he does is so special because it's like you can relate to it. Yeah. Like this isn't some and why I've always loved Atmosphere. Was it the hey, I want to go to down the street, go do a drive by. Let me go rob a bank. Let me go kill. Let me go put somebody on for the hood. Like no, I go straight to Ant because I'm like, dude, this is some everyday shit. And maybe that's why they've been able to drop so much.
Yep. And the storytelling isn't glorifying it either. Like he's talking about the real shit. He's talking about the gutter that comes from it, all the trials and tribulations that come from making those bad decisions. It's not like, there are a lot of rappers out here who make it seem like all the bad shit they're doing is really cool. Like he's not even trying to make it cool. It's real.
Yeah, first thing you wake up to your pimp. Don't forget to pay your pimp. Get that money, give it here, keep a bitch, and that's still 50 years. Ooh. Like it's the real. That's
the drug got you hooked, and you're his.
You ain't going, and that's what. In reality, we won't dive into that, but that's what it is. You know, it is I got you here. Now you got something that you want, and I want to provide that for you for provider service for me, so we get this money. You know.
And that next line, I think, is he ain't scared of the law or the cops. It's like he's rocking with them too. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Got the paid off, some kind of trade off. Got to stay in the pocket. Yeah, man. This is Your lips taste. He was graphic with it, and it was one of my favorite ones, dude.
Real is a word that we'll just say a lot today, probably.
You know, it's real. And it's such a crazy elevation. It's evolution of the sound that I found love with. I don't know if you can say you love their music. You know, I know we talk about once in a while, but I've always been an Atmosphere fan, and it was an evolution at the time. I was like, damn, this is crazy, man.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it had to grow on me because it was such a different type of hip hop than I was used to. But I've always been in underground hip hop. It's just his subject matter and stuff wasn't stuff I was used to. But once I started rocking with it, man, it's like if you've been through shit, it's hard to not relate to it.
Yeah, definitely. And this is another real shit right here. Dreamer, dude, talks about just a young lady having a kid who's trying to just get by scot free, and the world is a fucking it's a hard place to live, bro. You got it when you get it. And I have never been a single father, single mother at 18, but he's just telling the story of a lady who's trying to get by and has to make the second shift to her next step. But she worked to build her own nest to live. Soon after the baby's dad / lazy bum with no cash. He wants to come over and crash. He wants to play his part, so she let him move in the garden, live in an apartment. She knew better. She did it anyways. Like a typical. What we see all the time. I see cousins. I see that with
deadbeat dudes, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And as a dad to young women, man, and as a coach to young women, and like I'm always about shit that can empower young women. But to see the whole message at the end of the day was you can make quote unquote mistakes. It's not the end of the road though. Like you can fight and dig out from that. I love that type of message, man. And it's we talk about all the time. There's a lot of misogyny in hip hop, and for this dude just to take it and go the whole other route with it and not be insecure about empowering women. And I can dig that.
And I remember this. When I was going to BC and shit, I would see moms who are pregnant going to class at night. Yeah. And the second verse always kind of hit me like, balance with that with the night classes. Take some time and space to make it all fit. The apartment now they live in is overcrowded. Raised her voice and she made a point to her boy will get employed. Like, this is just life. Like, this is that young love.
Yep. Dude, I look at Melissa, dude. She was 24, single mom with twins, getting her master's, bro. Like, I had an aunt who went and got her college degree at 40 years old and took her son to class with her. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it, like, maybe not to this extent, but I see it in people I know and love. So to be able to relate to that and just see him tell the story and not be afraid of, putting women in a positive light, which doesn't always happen in hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
And the beat again, man, the samples that they're using, and this is, and again, I have to really go back. I'm sure they were using sample based stuff.
Right.
But this soul samples that, especially the next couple songs that they're using, man, and is again.
So the opening of this song, just kind of like the first maybe 2 seconds of the beat sounds like, do you remember Players Club, Rappin' Forte?
Yeah.
For some reason, man, it triggered a memory of that song. And I don't know if it's just something I heard, or if it's actually part of the same sample, but I heard that as soon as the record came on, man.
You know what? Should and the next one to change up with this. It reminds you of a West Coast thing. Should have known reminds you of something that would be on Blackout, like Quick and Corrupt.
Okay. Yep.
That that reminds me of a quick beat, dude. Like I just don't know. Ant's on his shit on this one too, man. It wasn't. I remember when this came out when I was 17 years old. Should have known was not a song that I enjoyed, but then again after the ear matures a little bit, it's like this is some West Coast. It reminds you of some experimental quick stuff.
It's like electro. It reminded me of something LP would do.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I heard LP like on these Run the Jewels albums and the old funk, the old Company Flow albums, where it's just kind of electro beats, but still has a solid layer of hip hop in it. But I could hear that too. The same stuff that Quick was doing on Blackout, and a lot of electro, synthesizers, and you can hear the keyboards in it. But yeah, Slug talking about Temptations again, man.
This one I could hear the song in my head. I know we always say we wish we could listen to it live. He's talking about, man, honestly, a woman devil, bro.
Yep.
That's exactly what it's this temptation.
Dude, this line right here, I had to write it down. Got a restraining order from Satan's daughters. Keep it at the bottom of this Jameson and water.
Oh, yeah, man.
I know she's bad for me, but as soon as I have a couple drinks,
should have known better not to fuck with you. I ain't got nothing but too much to lose.
Man.
Oh my God, dude. That drug got you like I want you. Like, oh my dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's addicting.
And most guys know that girl, man. We've all had the bad one. We've all had the one that we knew was bad news, but something about it.
Yeah, man. You can't get off of it.
I just married mine.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Kidding, baby.
I don't think she's watching this, man. But damn, I'll marry mine too because I can't get enough either, bro.
I was just telling her yesterday. I go, you don't ever listen to the podcast, huh? She's all, no. I go, because I say all kinds of shit just to see if you'll react.
Just to test the waters.
Just to see if you'll react. I go, and I know you're not watching.
Judah used to listen back in the day, and she got tired. Like, oh no, I can't. Nope, I'm not. She's like, I feel like if I listen, I give you a play, and that's gonna encourage your bullshit. I'm like, man, damn it. But again, this is
great.
Ant's beat, dude. I wish, again, just so long ago. I don't know about this one, but now I listen to it. This is influence. This is a good influence. I really love this one.
And it's one of those, I think too. We said it about a couple albums now that we've said it about an Oz album where because the lyrics are so in depth, the production gets overlooked. I think that happens a lot with Ant, just because Slug is always on his game, and so the beats tend to get overlooked. But like you said earlier, man, they just complement each other perfect.
And the next one used this is kind of it's not poppy. It's probably one of the most upbeat songs on this album. You just gotta work kind of the night to feel like the worst one. You even count your tips yet, but you know that ain't no big step. Like this the grind of. It sounds like he's always paying ode to the woman and kind of telling what I guess maybe the ladies in his life are going through, or just that blue collar rap. Like we worked all day and we know these tips ain't gonna make a dent in what our goals want to be.
Yep. Yeah. And he'll always go into some sort of lesson like this one's like seeking bad attention and the bad decisions that come from it and but he does it in a way that's not like hitting you over the head preaching.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of storytelling behind it that's got a message. It's like watching a good movie or TV show.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like this is about it is a waitress, which is that's a constant theme in most of his music too. Is always the waitress and just the everyday thing, splitting your rent with the roommate, trying to be independent.
Yep.
Just the everyday. I'm gonna call it blue collar rap, dude. It's beautiful. Again, this is something that. I wasn't interested in this back in the day, but I didn't know he was teaching us about the struggle of life, and
that's why we say what you hear at 35 is a whole lot different than what you heard at 25.
Definitely, man.
It's just it hits you in a whole different way. What I heard this last listen was probably a lot different than 5 years ago.
No, yeah, for sure.
My daughters are older; they go through more shit, so I relate to that part a little differently than I did before. Yeah, man. The lessons are always so dope, though. I just think it's really cool that, like I said, he's not hitting you over the head with it, but he's slipping it in there, and you're catching it. No, you got to catch it if you're listening.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe, and I think it's structured like that too with the beats, the way that Ant leaves the beats. That's not too much where you can't hear Slug's voice pop
Yep.
out and really, you're right, the beats are dope, but you gotta listen to this.
And I say it all the time, guys. Listen while reading the lyrics. It changes
Right.
the whole. I mean, because you catch every detail. You catch how intricate his rhymes are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's that video of Eminem where they're like, "You can't rhyme anything with orange," and all of a sudden, door hinge, and he runs off like.
Mm-hmm.
Slug is very similar to that, where it's not just perfect rhyme. It's like rhyme 3 words that rhyme with this one word kind of thing. The
And
way he
he'll
puts
go-
it together and his inflections change to make it rhyme.
It's like you
Fucking
think
beautiful.
he's going one way, then he just turns the other. So he does
so
it.
good.
Yeah, he does
So
it so many
good.
times, man. Let's see. You. Okay. After you, it comes painting. Another great sample I loved. This is. I'll never forget the first time I heard this one, bro. This is one of those songs like everybody got a little bit of regret.
Oh man.
I'll never forget this. I was like, man, this is kind of one of my favorite tracks on here too. So deep.
It's got that slow organ-driven beat,
Mm-hmm.
which just it's kind of haunting and dark, and it just follows the rhyme pattern and it follows the subject matter perfect, man.
And
Perfect.
this is kind of like the evolution of sound with atmosphere, dude. This is the atmosphere that I kind of grew up on, and
Yep.
it was just the evolution of it.
Yep.
And I'll never forget the first time I was like, man, there's no hook on this.
Yeah.
It was a straight song,
Just
and it
talking
was
about
nice, bro.
talking about masking pain again, and that's always a theme in his music. Call it emo rap, and it is. It's just a more hip hop influenced version of emo rap. It's not. He ain't crying. He's just telling real shit that he's been through, or stories of shit that people have been through. And this one was fucking dope.
Ain't no color paint gonna cover the stains, but now the alcohol is gonna is gonna mother the pain. Tuck it away, no complaints. Just laying on his back in his backyard under the rain. Take tomorrow, but doesn't know how tough. For every swallow, there's another follow. That alcoholism is no joke, man. It's like, fuck, dude.
I'm seeing it right here, but it's the last line on the first one. Right there. It's obvious he's lost his regrets. You can smell it on his breath. Oh, man.
He does that shit, man.
Drinking to take away the pain. But that's, like I said, he could have just said he was drinking. He felt bad, so he went and had a drink. Nope.
Yeah.
You could smell the regret on his breath.
Yeah, man. And that's what he does.
Yeah.
This is very clever.
Very.
So smart, dude. It's such a in weird way. It's how man, that was what 07 is 20. Man, it can't be 28 years. No, it's 17, 18 years later.
Yeah.
18 years later, it's still, I know, because with my recent situation, it's so I had to tell myself, yo, you will not have a lemon drop.
Right.
You
Oh,
will
yeah.
not. Like, the first thing I remember telling my wife, telling me myself, it's like, you will not sip when you're sad.
Yep.
Like you
It's
can't,
true, man.
and it's so, and even no matter how much and this is going off on a whole tangent. I just feel like no matter how much our frontal lobe is developed and shit, right? You can still get locked in on some sad shit and start drinking a little bit and
we're at the end of the day, bro, we're cavemen. We don't necessarily know how to deal with our shit, so we go searching for something to help us, dude. I mean, I'm not like a teetotaler or anything, but I don't drink nearly like I used to. But man, I drank the pain away a lot. There's a lot of whiskey in my past, and
sure, man.
and didn't always make the best decisions. And and here I was thinking that I was self-medicating, and I was just instead I was out fucking up my life. So so yeah, it's easy to relate to this stuff. It's easy to I'm sure somebody out there is having a drink right now. You may have to drink just to listen to us, or you're drinking to get through some shit. I don't know what it is, but
or anything, man.
a lot of people drink to get through shit. A lot of people eat to get through shit. A lot of people smoke to get through shit. Whatever it is, man. If you're just masking that shit, it ain't gonna go away. And a lot of times it ends poorly.
And it's like, and I won't say that this is something that resonates with me, but when he says no inspiration left to do your best when no one hates you more than your reflection,
Cool.
like, damn, I've been at that point where I do,
Yeah.
what the fuck, I had to look myself in the mirror years ago. It's like, yo, what the fuck are you? Who are you? Who are you to fuck all this up? Like, you selfish, my guy.
And man, as a dad, there's times where I still do that because I'm like, damn, did I do the right thing? Like, I'm really like wrestling with did I, I let her fucking, take on this challenge on her own? Should I have been the one to help her? Did I do the right thing? Like, I'm constantly questioning that. And that's just, that's part of my own anxiety, but it's also part of life, man. And when you see people that you care about and sometimes you got to let them fall on their own and get back up. Fuck, man, it's a hard road.
No, and I can't relate to that from not being a father, but I feel like I let myself kind of just take the hard road. Like there's always those two, like, the angel and that devil. It's like, dude, you have to learn how to deal with that shit. Like, man, Drina had the best quote I've heard in a long time, dude. Just like with marriage, it's like I'm paraphrasing it, but it's twice the joy and half of the sorrow, half of the pain, because you're gonna have that person, your life partner, dealing with, especially what I've been. It's been so much easier to have her. I don't got to go to a bottle. I'm gonna have some Toko Dro anymore.
She takes a lot of that stress off your plate just by being there. But when you guys are enjoying shit, you're both enjoying it together.
And it's like, I remember, I won't go in my personal shit, but there's been times where I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. That person pissed me off. I'm not gonna invite them this place, that place. But see, shit happens. She's like, but who were you to punish them?
Yep.
Forgiveness. Like, you gotta forgive. Like, you're not anybody that you can't. You're not the one to be giving out punishments. That's not your job in life. It's like, I'm 34 years old. I'm still learning these things. It's so
and you're
weird,
still going to be
dude.
learning at 44 and 54.
God,
like,
which is
even now,
beautiful too. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Even now, you keep saying, "Oh, I can't relate to this because I'm not a dad." Well, technically, you're not a dad, but you also have, 35 basketball players who come to you for advice, and they're always looking to us for stuff. So while you may not be quote unquote dad, you're still playing a role in helping these girls develop into, young women who make good decisions and will hopefully go on to successful lives
and contribute to society in a positive way. No, that's all. That's all we want.
That's just as important, man.
That's all we want, man. Let's see. What was that? That was painting.
That was painting.
Your glass house. Man, I need to hear. Let's see. Again, dude, he's always with the damn. I remember just. Alcohol's a damn constant in this damn album, dude.
So this song to me was almost like a continuation of painting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, here's this person self-medicating, so now we're going to get into the song that talks about like how bad it turns out for that person who's self-medicating. It's kind of what it sounded like to me. Different type of beat, but like more electro beats again.
Yeah, that he experimented
more tempo
again,
stuff, but the song content and the music, the musical content was all, attached to the song before it.
And he has a great way to kind of put together the story again. Find the bathroom. The gut got anger. Here it comes. Can't avoid it. Ain't the first time throwing up in this strange toilet.
Yeah. So he wakes up just in a random house after drinking all night and doesn't know where he's at and what he's done the night before. And there's that sense of regret. There's that fear because I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I've been there. And how did I end up here? And so. But yeah, it's real shit.
He's waking up in the random ass house. It's like, I'm sure that hangover was. He says too, that hangover just fucking he wanted to die, dude. He woke up and there was no one alone, and it's like that lonely come down, bro. Like everyone wants to party with you, but when you get home, ain't nobody fun. It's like, dude, I want to go. I got to keep going. There's no one around anymore.
Bro, there's times where I miss having like a lot of drinks, but I haven't had a hangover in a long time, man, and I don't miss that at all.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And they get worse as you get older too,
yes,
bro.
They last a long, dude. I've had 2-3 day hangovers.
That's why I just mess with 2 lemon drops, baby. Yeah. That's it. Hangover ain't a strong enough word. Don't describe what just occurred. Looking at the phone full of missed calls. Probably all the people he pissed off. I'm sure we all said some angry shit when we're drunk or intoxicated. I guess intoxicated is the right word, right? Sluggish just hits a spot on, dude. Like. Everybody wants to party with you and take care of you, but you're going to be alone.
Yep.
And that's
been there, man. And dude, I created situations for myself where I almost ran off the good things in my life being that dude. So like, this really resonates.
And I think what he's saying, and I was 17 at the time, but I remember thinking that too. Like, I want to go party with my friends. But I remember my dad telling me, he's like, what? So you're gonna get drunk and just come home and what? Where your friends at then? Because they ain't gonna get this ass whooping that you're gonna get. Right. Where your friends at now? And tell the kids that. I just told a kid today, like, you want to be hard and get respect, but in 6 years, who's that person's gonna be? He ain't gonna do nothing. He's still gonna be working for respect, and you're gonna be out of here living your life, bro.
Yep.
And football could be your way out if you committed yourself.
and
so many things like
which song was it earlier? Where it's puppets, where like there's just a fear of succeeding.
Yes.
Like it's easier to fail than it is to succeed, and they just talk themselves out of it. You know, we've seen it a lot with some of our kids.
Yeah, man.
But that fear of success, man, like they have this self-fulfilling prophecy, like, oh, I'm just gonna be a fuck up, and then when things start going good, hold on, I'm gonna fuck it up real quick.
Yeah,
we see that a lot, man, and this is kind of rolls right into that, man. He's like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but here I am doing it again.
And it's like you have to. The drama is like something people live for. They love
life.
It is, and that's a common occurrence. It's like you don't want to be calm once in a while. Like, can you have a little calmness in your life? Right. It's okay to have call it be a boring life all you want. But the older I've gotten, the less it's like I don't need all that chaos and shit. And I'm still kind of even to this day think about it. And that's on you though. I'm not gonna family shit, especially right now. That's on you. But I would take the week to think about it. Because we got to come together, you know. And
I say this at work. I say this to my kids. I say this during basketball. I say this all the time. Bullshit ain't hard to find. Mm-hmm. So if you're out looking for it, it's gonna creep up real quick. Mm-hmm. Like so, if you have that mindset of negativity right off the bat, you're gonna find it real easy.
And it's not hard to find. It's not hard. It's not easy to lose either. I guess you could say like once you have it, it's gonna stay with you. It spreads.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's crazy, man.
Toxic.
Shout out to Slug. One of my favorite songs probably in hip hop history, man.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday. Shout out to my guy Ant Banks, man. And I remember I showed him this song when his dad passed away. At that, he was already passed for some time, and he heard this song, and the way it's crazy, it's like you think he's looking for a girl.
Yeah.
And that last line is like, "But then you passed away, Dad." Like what the?
The hair just raised up on my arm again, man. Like every time I hear this song, and fuck, man, like I don't know, I could do a whole podcast on this song alone, man.
And just chop it up with the life and sharing perspectives, having a cigarette. You know what? One of my father figures in my life, still to this day, is my Uncle Rudy. Mm-hmm. And we the last couple of weeks we've been going through it, and I'm not shy to say. Me and him doing the backyard. We just me and him have a cigarette and talk some man and just talk man shit, bro. And we did it this morning. We did it, when my uncle passed away. Just that's the way we have our sit down, and it's like, maybe share a cigarette because we both fools, chop it up, compare perspectives like life, love, stress, and setbacks. And that's been, it's crazy how. This album was already in the deck months ago, and Nick Ward fell on this time of my life.
Yep.
It's like
absolutely.
Like what the fuck, dude? It's crazy now that I get goosebumps thinking about it. And did not plan it to be this way.
I hear it, and I think about my own dad, and he passed almost 12 years ago now, and like those conversations we had, like talking about how hard he had it. Mm-hmm. And it was never like, oh, I had it this hard, you're having it easy. It's like we go through our own shit. This is what I went through. Here's what you're going through. Like he never tried to it was never like comparing my shit to your shit. And he went through some shit. He grew up in a time that was rough. 2 tours of Vietnam. Like he went through some shit and saw some shit when he came back. And but it was always just chopping it up. Like how can we be better from all this shit? And this song, man, there's times I tear up when I hear it. There's times I laugh when I hear it. Fucking beautiful, man.
And the second verse, man, I won't rap it, but I'm shook. I knew I should have. I know I pushed when I should have pulled. Take it all back if I could. I put that on my soul, and I will make it a top-notch good listener. If you could block off a little time to give it here. Since we went our separate ways, I hit a couple snags that remind me of the past. I can't front. I'm having a blast. But he's wishing he could have these convos again. Yep. Give me your opinions. I do miss the criticisms. I didn't mean to be distant. Make a visit. It's like, and I'll wait up and keep the coffee brewing in the kitchen. It's like, damn, dude. Like he wants that conversation, but he can't have it. And it's like the way he tells the story is, you think it's his old lady. We broke up. It's like. Especially, I know I pushed when I should have pulled, take it all back. I'm like, damn, I always thought I was a woman. And it's like now we know it's his father or father figure.
And then knowing what it's about now, like I hear that now and I think like he's wishing he could share the successes he's had and share the good stories and probably, grandkids and all that stuff with his pop. But man, the third verse for me, this shit hits home right here, man.
Yeah, man.
It's just talking about like how he was an angry kid, how he knows he made it difficult how, so self-absorbed. Dude, I was an angry kid. I was fucking violent. I was fucking lashing out. I was always mad, man. And so all that shit that he's talking about, like, I feel that shit. And I know I put my dad through some shit. And yeah, man, it. Like when I heard it again today, the third verse ended, and I just sat back and I said, "Fuck." That's all I could say. I didn't even know what else to say.
Hip hop, dude.
Hip hop.
That's fucking crazy.
Hip hop.
And like I could relate to, like, and I'm still so self-absorbed, and maybe it's not meant for a negative thing on anybody, but it's just in a positive, selfish way. This is my life, but. I'm so self-absorbed, I didn't even know by the time I looked up, it was booked up. That's kind of like my life. Like, dude, hey, I got this going on Saturday. Can't have a gig. Yep. Oh, I got a gig. I got a gig. I got a photo shoot. And it's like, fuck, dude. They were telling me a story 18 years ago. I'm living 18 years later. It's like, damn. And the family right now, it's like, nothing matters. If I won't cancel a gig, but again, I'm self-absorbed. Right. But if I gotta skip an event for some photography stuff, no big deal.
Right.
But it's like, man, you get so self-absorbed in life, and it's like, man, you forget that, just like my grandparents still here, like they got their own, they need our help, and it's like, fuck, man, you've been so sucked in your own damn life, and then one day you're gonna be, I thought I seen him yesterday, but I knew it wasn't you because he passed away, Dad. Like, what the fuck, dude? What a song. When this first came out.
Oh man, from day one, this song just hit me. But it's funny because you mentioned that, like, even as a dad, I went through that. Like, my kids were super active and involved in shit. Me, I played club soccer, dude, and that was every weekend, year round, for like 7 years. Giselle was in theater and doing plays and singing and performances, and we'd go out of town for that. We'd leave the state for that, and I'm sure you go through it with your family. Like, they'll call you on Tuesday and you're like, hey, we're doing this on Friday. And it was hard for people to understand. Like I need a month's notice at least. Like, I can't just make plans on a whim because fucking schedule's already out. Things are already lined up. We had the damn whiteboard with everything written in because we had to know where we were at. And family was all, I lost a lot of friends, dude, who just didn't get it. They're like, oh man, we're not inviting you anymore. You never show up.
It just does on purpose. And shit.
And I'm like, man, like I got other responsibilities, and like you said, some people see it as selfish, but my selfishness wasn't even about myself. My selfishness was about building my family and doing shit for my kids and making sure everything in my house was held down first. And I say it all the time, man. I live by Dr. Seuss, bro. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And the ones who didn't mind, they stuck around.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell, that's real shit. Preaching, man.
Every once in a while, dude, I get on the pulpit.
Hey, man, the next one guarantees is another one of those. And it says here, mind you, I just looked at this today, but that he's like, Slug portrays a life of a blue collar worker. What we just talked about. This is blue collar hip hop, bro, and maybe it's just obvious, but these wages kill the ends introduction, man. I should have schooled it up when I was younger. Should have stuck the plan. So many times I quit school, bro.
I did
so many times, man, and. Listening to this, this is one of my favorite Slug songs, dude. And just the guitar.
Just a stripped down guitar beat.
God, he's killing it with this is what his most serious track next to Yesterday is this, and he's breaking down the bars.
And that's where Ant is a genius, man, because he's like he's saying some important shit here. I'm stripping down the beat. Like the highlight, the main instrument is going to be Slug's voice.
I always had the dreams of being more self-serving. My kid's a teenager now. He needs the health insurance, so break. And that when he says, break my body, break, the way that he does it over that beat, it's like, oh, it's so mellow, but you get hyped listening to it. Like, it's, oh, my God.
And like we always say, he jumps in a pocket, man.
Yeah,
and this one, it's such a slow flow, but it's in a pocket that just, he'll 2-3 bars rap and come back. 2-3 bars hit. Come back.
Just another zombie walking blindly through your coast town. Pull up to the bar to politic and tap the power. Ain't nobody really jolly at your happy hour. Like, we all at the bar, man. We ain't
right.
And people always
He's like, I'm just here because I want to go home.
Yeah, man. But I don't want to go home yet, so I'm gonna talk to my cigarette and the television set. Paint the picture. What a great visualization, dude.
And you can see that a dark bar, old ass TV up in the corner.
Months behind on everything but the lottery. Like that's so relatable, bro.
Yeah.
Because you see these, I see it to this day. People buying that damn lottery. They want to scratch those damn tickets so bad.
I wrote it 45 minutes before I got here. I was sitting down paying bills. You know, because it's the best and worst day of the month.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad I have it to be able to pay them, but god damn, seeing money just
go,
disappear
man.
like that. Whew.
Stability, though.
Yep.
It's the most.
Yep.
It's the most.
I say it all the time. I'm glad I can.
Yeah, 100%. Winter around the corner, guaranteeing that my car died. Wife ain't having trouble trying to juggle both the part times. My clothes ain't close to be too filled up, but we trying to build up so we can have enough. And it's like, man. And then, hey. You think I'm going through it? A friend of mine tried to kill himself to the same song.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude, he's
it's that whole, no matter how bad you got it, there's probably somebody out there who's got it worse type thing.
And he says, "Fucking my tax bracket status got her questioning my manhood."
Yep.
Man, this is and then fatherism. Talk about my shorty got caught smoking weed at the concert. And if I smack him every morning, he treats me like a monster.
Yep.
Like he's talking about dude, all this. So I want to go.
Trying to be a dad, trying to be the man of the household, the quote unquote man of the household. But and that's where that kind of shit. And call me what you will. Like I don't relate to that because, dude, my wife is a badass.
Yeah.
So I don't. I've never felt like, oh, if I don't do it, it won't get done.
Yeah.
Type of shit. Like my wife is a fucking gangster.
Yeah.
And so,
yes.
so that part I can't relate to, but I know that's that kind of old school mentality. Like I'm the man, I have to do all this. Like I'm in a more modern relationship, I guess, where we both carry shit.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, you know that feeling, but it doesn't take away from like I feel as the father of the house, I have certain responsibilities.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if it's not getting done, I don't care who's taking on that burden. I feel it's all on me. So I can't relate in the sense that nobody's putting that pressure on me, but I can relate in the sense that I feel that shit because my dad was like, at the end of the day, you take care of your family.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I always feel like at the end of the day, that's on me to make sure it happens.
And it's like, man, contemplate my departure date. And it's the hook, man. Like, the only guarantee in life is a life worth dying for. Like, death don't wait for no one. Oh, here I am singing. But that's just the way.
It's that sing-songy stuff that you got going.
Never forget this shit, man. Like, this is why it's one of my favorite albums. That's what we're talking about now. It's like, if there's one song y'all listen to today, it's Guaranteed by Atmosphere. And the fellas, man, y'all relate to it.
And I don't know a ton of Atmosphere like diehards, but I would imagine that they didn't take to this album right away.
Yes, 1,000%.
Because it's so different. It's so stripped down.
Yeah, oh my God, so stripped down.
It is. It's just a different vibe, and I'm sure like the diehards are, man, what the fuck is this?
And it's like you listen to, you can't imagine how much fun we had. It came out to they arrive with the man. How that song go? We do this all the time. I want to come up because we fucking come up with lyrics that we haven't thought of in years. With the excitement of a newborn. No. When my name is Slug. This is Anthony. I don't need to act hard because we got extended family. The Arrival was like that rock based Run DMC influence shit. And they had a couple musical chairs is probably some of that soft stuff they have on that one. Pour Me Another.
Is Bad Daddy on that?
No, but Bam's another one.
Okay.
And that's how much I love that album too. I could kind of name the track list, and that was a whole different sound than this. But you're right, because I was in that like, what the hell? It took me a long time to get this. And the next one, I think after this one, don't quote me, but I believe Family Signs the album after this with the hand.
Yep.
That took me a while too. They went a whole other direction, and it took them a couple albums to kind of come back to. But they never been back to that God Looks Ugly. But it's evolution. It's
I was gonna say they're not those people.
Yeah,
they're not those people. They don't have that anger. He's probably he's a dad. He's and Ant is probably been married.
And Ant could go to the Blah Blah Lees and the Freeways. And he's done a lot of shit with the Jake Ones. He's done a lot of shit to kind of still get that early vibe, but that early slug, man, is just very, very hard to find in the game. And Me, another song that he talks about his life, man, and just being a man, dude.
I got the vibe of because I've felt this way before, where I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, I'm so fucked up. I don't know if I can be fixed.
Yeah.
Kind of shit. You know, I tell Melissa that all the time. She's like, "You're not that fucked up," and I'm like, "I've been there though. Like I know when I'm even sliding back to that place, and yeah, first things I've been there. You know, and I can feel that, and trying to figure it all out." And not being able to, and you get to the point where like, oh fuck it, maybe I'll just never figure it out. You know, and it took real life shit to happen. You know, and honestly, it probably didn't happen until I became a dad. You know, where I was like, I have to figure it out. I got no other choice. But fuck, man, been there. I've been there.
It's like, he wants to stick up for himself, but he can't in this song. And it's a weird thing, like, and it's like, even the little, he don't do rough, sexy bottom me. He's out of here. Make no mistake. He puts the man in manipulate, and he's attracted to the women that reciprocate. It's like he loves it. He loves these toxic women, but he can't take that either. He knows he wants to run away. Not that he's weak, but maybe that's what he's essentially like. He was a weak man at one point, and
it's almost like I put myself in the situation, so I can't complain about it.
Yeah,
type of thing.
If payback's a bitch, you'll be in debt forever.
Yep.
Like that was a line I remember. I was like, damn, that's so right, dude. Temporary gratification, self-validation. This is what's made of it's all true. Am I the only reason he's ever? And it's the only reason he's even talking to you. It's like, yeah. You could try to fix my broken wings. You know that all the words are to the songs I sing, and it's like, man, the evolution of Slug on this album is so crazy. I just feel like, it probably was a really hard thing for people to hear him sing on this stuff and be a little more. What do we always say? You always say it too. When you could be vulnerable in your raps, people were not. At least when I was just a kid when this dropped, but I wasn't 12 either. Like when Marshall Mathers came out, Get Rich or Die Trying. I was in that young man phase. We were not ready for this, bro. But it was such ahead of its time, and now the era of mental health, and we could talk about therapy and feelings, and it's okay not to be okay.
Right.
This album is such ahead of its time.
Oh yeah. So and I think his early stuff showed a vulnerability, but it was more like people related to it on an angry level, where this is a totally different type of vulnerability, and those people who were still angry are like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, I want him to make some shit that I can be mad to.
Yeah, no, that's what we're used to, man. That's what we were used to. And next song we have Wild Wild Horses. Another experimental. We've been talking about lyrics his last three, because the last three are so stripped down. Ant really gets in his bag on here, man. It's very, again, Slug is just, this is all Slug's life. I don't know if it's exactly his depiction of life, but this is something he's really,
like he's pulling from experience.
He has to.
He has to be pulling from experience. Man. And this one was almost like, just like Glass House and Painting were kind of two songs in one story. I think this was kind of the same. That's how I felt about it. So like he's talking about, I've been beyond fiction. I'm fucked up. I've done this. I've done that. I deserve this. And then like he talks about like fixing himself and make some change, and I'm gonna fix it this time. And then as soon as she takes him back, going back to my old ways. And
he knew he wasn't perfect, but he always did the best to try to get under the surface. Not a saint, not a serpent. He just wanted everyone to be impressed with him as a person, which I think we all want acceptance. We all want everybody in the world. And maybe we're past it now, but we do want everybody to kind of be like, oh, look what he has, look what he is. Like, oh, he must be somebody important type of thing. Like, I'm sure when I was coming up, I wanted some respect. I wanted somebody to acknowledge my grind and shit, until I guess we understood, like, no, bro, it's only you and this home. Yeah. That's the only people got to understand the damn grind. Everybody else, more stranger support than homies.
And
in a weird way.
It's funny because I went through that change early. I was like in high school when I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care if this person likes me, doesn't like me. I don't care if you fucking hate me, you want to fight me, whatever. Like, I was always that dude. Like, even young, dude. I remember like calling out, like, teachers and like, no, I was. And it wasn't like on disrespectful shit. It was like, I'm calling you on bullshit because I think it's bullshit kind of thing. And I was always one, like, if you didn't have a response, if you, and I don't know if it was times where they were just surprised that this fucking 10-year-old was fucking calling you out, but when they didn't have a response, in my mind was like, yeah, that means you're fucking full of shit. If you can't respond to a kid with your shit, then I think you're full of shit.
Yeah,
but I went through that early. My mom and dad used to say all the time, like, fucking, you questioned everything. Everything. Why? I don't get it. I need to understand it. You know, and I did that with my parents, and it was never like a disrespectful thing. I really was like, I need some validation to what you're wanting me to do here.
Definitely.
And you know, my mom must always say, like, just wait till you have a kid, and you know, they're gonna want to know why. And when they say why, you're gonna get mad. And I was never like that, man, because I understood it. It was never, I never saw it as a negative thing. So, so looking for validation, I don't know if that's something I've ever really understood personally, but it's also nice to be validated, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it wasn't anything like I went searching for, but it's also something that, like, when you get it, especially later in life, when you start getting it for like real shit, like I feel validated when people tell me I got good kids.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? I feel validated when you know, people are like, oh man, like you and your wife have such a great thing going on. You know, I feel validated for that shit. But if somebody's like, man, fuck you and your wife, I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know, so it's just kind of a weird dynamic. And back to the music part of it, like he gets that validation in the song, and then he's like, well, fuck it, I can ease up, and then you end up right back where you started.
Right back.
Crazy.
I think with my own validation can be such an important thing, and what I've always learned is validation cannot be more important than your love of the passion that you have.
Yep.
Fuck the validation when it comes, like, I'm not gonna do stuff for people's approval when I'm just trying to. At the end of the day, it is about making the fatty.
Yeah.
With DJing, there's so many people who seek validation from the old heads, who seek validation from people who are doing it, which I'm glad they are. Good for you. But, like, bro, my validation comes from this, this. None of this happens without the. We've said it so many thousand times, bro. EC shots, DJ EC, keep grinding. None of this happens without the DJ thing. And I'm grateful for my career and all that, but that's always been kind of separate from when it comes to pursuing my dreams, because this is all extra. This is all extra, bro. Like, I want more, and DJing has provided me with more, and I just let the work kind of state my stance in it. Coaching the same thing. Like, people need validation from people saying you're the best coach. They want the pictures. We talk about this all the time. It makes me sick when I see coaches post themselves more than the kids.
Yep.
It's like, you want that validation, bro. It's like, why do you need that for? And I fell victim to that but this is before I even got to foot. I fell victim to that when I was first coaching, where I wanted to be in every picture. I wanted to be in the front, but it's like, bro, giving up power is a thing too. I didn't need to be validated with the term that really doesn't. It's a work.
It's a work.
It's a work, bro.
A work.
It's a fucking. You're not what. And head coaches, I'm sorry, but there's someone above you, and there's someone above that person. If they want you gone, you're gone. Yeah. It's a work, man. Me and my boy Angel told us all the time, it's a work. It's a work. It's a work. It's a work. We just got to make it. We're so good, we make it look like a shoot. Yeah. And that's just that's. I know it's the wrestling marketing us, but that's a life, dude. Like, none of it really matters when you come home. DJing doesn't really matter. Photography, just the work. But we make it look like a shoot. That's why people love Austin. That's why people love this movies, everything. Why do people love Lonzo from Training Day? They love fucking Scarface. What the hell, man? Tony Montana. They made it seem like a work, bro. Little Rob is not Little Rob. He makes it look like a shoot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I would think this is like the best. This is breaking kayfabe in a weird way, because we are kind of living this podcast, I guess, because we're talking about music we love. And it is a work in a weird way, but it's a shoot because we got nothing to prove.
And just this right here, you see, like, to us, music it's the vehicle that drives us to have all these other thoughts.
Yeah, man.
Like, these songs open up my mind to going into my real life and to what I want it to be and what it almost became and shit like that. Like,
who would have thought?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember you talked about everything you doing started from the DJ thing, and I remember when you first started and you were like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, you got to be really good at one thing before you can be good at everything. Like, you have to have this to build on, and it took us a while to get to that point where you understood where I was coming from. But I was like, the rest of it, you got to have a foundation for whatever you're doing. As people talk about, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and I'm like, if you're trying to be good at everything, you can't be great at anything.
You got to and that's the best advice I ever got, because I knew I had to be really good. Let's get this engine and this thing going, and now it's just like clockwork.
Yeah.
and then we add something else,
And
add something else.
that builds off of it. There's got to be a motor that's running the show.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And
No.
the best ones make it look easy. And I've always said that. Scott Hall makes wrestling look easy. You know, there's some coaches that make coaching look so easy.
Yeah.
Some teachers who make teaching look so easy. And every industry, right? But it's not.
No.
But it just, you have confidence in yourself. And once that red light goes on, once we press record, I don't even think about fucking people listening to this. I'm just talking to my boy.
Yeah,
you know, this is what everything is, man.
I've never looked at the camera and thinking, there's people on the other end that are checking us out. But like, you say how people make it look easy, but like, they make it look easy, but you don't see all the work that goes into it behind the scenes. I think about Melissa. She was getting ready for the start of the school year. Mm-hmm. You know, she had these presentations that she had to do. And, dude, sitting at home working 10 hours a day, putting the shit together, making sure everything was perfect, right? The right picture, the right song that went with this. Like, she put so much effort into all the detail. Mm-hmm. And for me, I remember sitting in those meetings on the first day of work and not paying attention. I'm like, damn, I'm a dick, because this woman's putting in all kinds of work. Every one of those motherfuckers better be paying attention.
And those meetings are not 10 hours long as you took to put together.
No.
That's what's crazy about all this.
No.
It's like the time that when you're good at something, the details do matter. And it's like, and that's what everything in life, I guess, right?
Yeah,
but
no, absolutely.
It's crazy, man.
But the work that goes in, whenever you see somebody who's like, oh, they make it look easy. You know, you think about like basketball. You know, everybody talks about Kobe. Oh, man, he made it look easy on the court. Yeah, he put in 8 hours a day of full work to make it look that easy once it was time to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's validation. I guess, you know, an accolade or two is cool. Whatever, you know.
And I guess it's just is how you look at the word validation.
Yeah.
Like I always see it as like somebody who's making somebody else's opinion makes it worth it for me. That's not the validation I look for. The validation I look for is appreciation from the people I care about. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know if that makes sense.
And I feel like, no, it does. And I feel like I've always said, you know, if I'm good enough, people are going to tell me I'm good enough. I don't need to tell the world that I'm good enough.
I think that was a Walter Payton quote. Like, when you're great,
really?
people will tell you.
Shit, shout out to Sweetness, man.
Yeah.
You ever read? I have the book Sweetness there. That kind of broke my heart a little bit.
That was a little rough.
That was rough because I seen Walter Payton, and I'm sure he's a great man. I love Walter Payton, but there was some things I did not know about my guy Sweetness.
Yeah.
But hey, we all got that. You know, next song here is The Waitress. We all have a waitress somehow. I skipped the last song because I don't like. There you go.
Break.
Skip for me.
Skip for me.
Worst song on the damn album was Can't Break. I skipped
for
it.
me. Yeah.
I like the way we think, man. That's why this shit
Skip
works.
for me.
The Waitress.
Storytelling at its best right
yes,
here.
it is. I can't believe we both said Skip.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
17 years later, bro, I still don't like that song.
It's the only when I listened to the album today. Every song I went from absolute beginning to end. That one, there was about a minute left. And I was like, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, thank God, bro. I did not even, I swear to God, never looked at his notes to right now. That's the first time I looked at his notes this whole time. I'm glad he put Can't Skip, because that's like, we have a time constraint, and that song wasn't even worth mentioning. No offense to my guy Slug and Ant.
Yeah, everybody takes a shit here and there.
Yeah, man. But The Waitress, a great storytelling. You know, he's fallen in love with The Waitress, bro.
Yep.
I think again it's just crazy how whatever he's going through at the time, he finds some peace in the woman, you know.
So wait, do you remember the end of the song though?
No.
So he's a homeless man, and he goes into this restaurant every day, and this waitress just treats him like shit, and it's like yelling at him, and he's homeless, and they're not letting him go, but he keeps going back, and they're like, "Why do you keep coming back?" And then at the end, you realize that the waitress is his daughter.
Damn, I forgot about
Fucking
that, bro.
mind blown, dude.
Yeah,
mind blown.
He did that.
Yep.
I'm horrible. I listened to it today, but I didn't. I was just going through it.
No,
Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So he's talking about like he's just taking all the brunt of all of her bullshit. She's mad. She's angry. He takes her yelling at him, trying to kick him out. All this shit. And then eventually you hear how he goes through it because he's just trying to see his daughter.
Damn, man. Damn, it should have been a father to my daughter. What a great story, dude.
Great story. Great song. Great story. His storytelling is so underrated.
And it's simple. Yeah. It's not too much. It's not like you can't keep up with it. You can listen to the lyrics. You read the lyrics. It's like, yeah, this is it.
Great song.
Let me see. The last song is in her music box. I didn't count the other two. That's bonus. It was in her music box. This is I remember when when this ended the album, I was like, damn, this is different.
Right.
And I loved it, man.
Yeah, another story talking about,
Yeah, man.
he's taking his daughter everywhere with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's always at night. So, and they never really say what it is, but the story I got out of it, he's probably like a drug dealer or a pimp and thief, something. And the wife's working nights, so he's got to take the daughter with him. So he plays
Rolling
music,
around.
so she's chill in the car while he's out doing whatever dirt he's got to do, which is, not something I like relate to in the sense that I was out doing dirt, but I can relate to being a single dad. I can relate to being a dad who's got to take care of the kids while his wife's doing stuff. And, even to this day, me and Savannah are home while Melissa's at work sometimes. We're listening to Dan Patrick and we're fucking listening to, she likes Tech Nine, so we're listening to shit she probably shouldn't be listening to, but we're just kind of doing our own thing because that's what we do, so it's something in that regard I can relate to. But yeah, just another great story.
And this is man, just Ant with this beat, man. That's what I always remember. There were some songs I love the storytelling, but the beats were just like, oh God, it just. And now that I follow, he's opened the door in his social media world. He was so behind the scenes, you couldn't even see what the fuck Ant looked like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I had no idea. For a while, all I knew was his name was Ant. I didn't know anything else about him.
He's kind of, I think, and he looks kind of Mexican. He looks like a Latino guy.
Right? Yeah.
He can be.
But yeah, I knew nothing other than Ant.
Yeah.
Didn't know full name. Didn't know what he looked like. Yeah, that was wild.
And now that he shows himself to the world more, you see, like, oh yeah, he's a creative guy. He loves being around creativity.
Yeah.
He loves being. You won't see him trying to seek validation from somebody. Oh, I make all these beats.
No.
He loves that he can't be. He's not known, seen, and just the creativity that he has is in all his hobbies. It's a weird thing to see, but it's like, man, that was him this whole time. And
This is how behind the scenes he was. For the first year or two, listen to him. I just thought Atmosphere was Slug.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was another dude.
Yeah.
It was just Slug was Atmosphere. I didn't really know his name was Slug. So, but yeah, just to be able to stay, and honestly, there was a lot of Primo wasn't way up in the front of things when Gangstar was really starting off and popping. That was just kind of how it was. The DJ was in the back. Most people didn't know Eric B from Eric B and Rakim. He was just kind of the dude in the back.
It's very disappointing when people talk about groups as a producer and rapper, and Atmosphere doesn't get that.
No.
Oh, it's weird to me. It's like how there's a couple songs that could show you that they belong there. There's a couple albums that they have that I could really show you. I'm a mark for them. It's like there's some.
Well, let's be honest. First thing is they're two white dudes.
Yes.
So they're always going to be behind the eight ball in hip hop. Two, they're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Not really the Mecca.
Not like this, even though there is some serious hip hop that comes out of there, it's just not well known. So they don't get that shine. They're not doing, they're not the dudes that are doing interviews, and they're not the dudes who are going to be on magazine covers and shit. So there's part of the reason why they don't get that shine, but the true hip hop heads, they know. In fact, I just saw a video the other day, him freestyling on Sway and Tech, or Sway and whoever it is.
I think it was him and Idea, too. Rest in peace, Idea. There was another,
No, this was just him recently? Within the last couple weeks. It was, and I think it's Sway and Heather B on the show, but he was just freestyling, and it was funny because it was a legit freestyle. It's not like one of these freestyles where these dudes just have a rhyme that they already memorized and they spit. No, he was talking he was just talking about his shirt, and then he started talking about whatever was on the table and legit freestyle. And I was like, okay.
You would think he would run out of rhymes by now, because ever since this album, they probably dropped 5, 6 more.
Oh yeah,
100%.
No, in fact, when I was listening to this, I was like, damn, there's been 2 that dropped I didn't even know about.
Yeah, 100%, man. And this is that is When Life Gives You Lemons. This is one of my favorite Atmosphere albums.
Great album.
And I don't know if it's their best album, but we don't do best albums here. We do with the ones that mean the most. And
shit that's meaningful to us. If you're going through shit, this is definitely music. If you just want to be entertained by music, may not be for you. If you just want to bob your head, may not be for you. But if you like storytelling, you like fucking, catching jewels in your music, this is the one, man.
Dude, I cannot believe Ant's 54. Wow. What the fuck? How old Slug? 52. Yeah, these guys are my dad's age, bro. Yeah. And they're still doing their fucking thing, man.
Did I send it to you guys on Instagram? It was a thing about talking about all these 50-year-old rappers is killing it right now.
Yeah.
And it's Ghostface,
yes,
Slick Rick, Redman, fucking Clips.
But Tony, man, that Slick Rick album, bro. That Slick Rick album is
LL. I mean, Nas. It was all these 50-year-old rappers that are just killing it right now. And it's
Yeah,
like
man.
just back to spitting rhymes.
And this is the time, I think, bro. This is the time to what's old. We were just having this conversation the other day with DJing. We're on this note real fast. Why are people, DJs like myself and other DJs in the field at least, having success? Because we're playing the old. We are really good at playing old music.
Right.
And old music now. Old. I remember when I was young, 2005, 4, 3. 20 years before that was 1983, 84, 85. Super Freak came out later on, but Mary Jane was already 25 years in.
Right.
That was considered old school, bro. Look at us now, 2025, 21 years later. Those old school beats are that 50 Cent stuff, that 2000. Yeah, Young Jock is. You'll be surprised, dude. I know you see it by Young Jock. People get their asses up and get, and it's going down. And some cut.
Yes. You know,
what's old is always going to be new right now, especially when a time when like I said, the old heads are succeeding because there is nothing out there that's timeless right now.
Well, and I always kind of look at it like this way, just from a business perspective almost. If you're catering your stuff to older people with disposable income, that's probably where more money's going to be made. Mm-hmm. You know, I do the hat thing, you know, and there's some designers who make some wild shit, and it's definitely targeted for a younger crowd. But some of the most successful people out there are making shit for, you know, they'll be like, oh, that's for the old heads. I'm like, yeah, that's horrible business. Cater to the people who have disposable income.
Yeah, who have the fetty to do it.
And it's like, all right, well, this dude's like, oh, I can afford, you know, I can buy this one hat. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy 5 of those that are tailored just for me.
Yep.
You know, so.
And we'll get another 5 next week.
Yep. And so that's just, you know, just in a very basic business sense, like if you're targeting people who have more disposable income, you're probably going to be more successful when it comes to bringing in money. And so they probably hire you based on the people that you bring in.
Yeah, man.
If there's nobody showing up to do your shit, they're probably not going to bring you back.
No, not at
So,
all.
you know, play to the crowd.
And it's
kind of how it works.
And that's kind of what's with hip hop right now, man.
Yep.
There is nothing new. There's a few songs you could throw in the playlist, but those kind of don't last forever either.
Yeah.
And it's a great time in hip hop, man.
It is.
Favorite song on this album?
Yesterday.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite songs ever, man.
Yeah, Yesterday.
You know, that's definitely an all-time favorite of mine. So, yeah.
I would say it'd be Yesterday or Guarantees. Guarantees probably got this come from as a young man to a man. Like Guarantees still resonates to this day. It's like, damn, that's just crazy.
And my sleeper is The Waitress.
Oh, okay.
That song, man. Okay. Just, you know, storytelling. I love storytelling.
Yeah, of course. Sleeper, let me see. Probably Wild Horses, Wild Horses. Even Dreamer or You. No, Painting. Painting's a good one too.
I mean, there's like other than Can't Break, there's really not a bad song on the album.
I'm not surprised, but man, Can't Break. I'm glad you put. That makes me honestly still validation. Talk about validation, goddammit. Validation to hear you say the same things. Like, oh damn, me and those thinking like.
But see, the validation is from somebody you care about.
Yes, exactly.
There we
Big
go.
difference.
There we go.
Big difference. Super validated when we said. I'm glad you put Skip because I was thinking
funny.
that I didn't even want to mention the goddamn song. I was like, I gotta go. But yeah, man, this is episode 170. I believe Tuesday would have come back for another one, right?
Okay, yeah. Tuesday should work.
And the next album is going to be
let's hear it.
Marshall Mathers LP with Eminem. Damn.
We're going back-to-back white rappers from the Midwest.
Yes, we are.
Back-to-back.
And we're going to go back to this Angry Eminem, dude. But Angry Eminem, that this is the first of its kind in a weird way. With some Dre production, and we have some crazy stuff on here. And that,
this is Marshall spit.
And Marshall just released that Stan documentary, or the documentary Stan. I need to watch that.
I haven't seen it.
It's on Paramount.
I'll have to check it out.
So we're going to go back in time a little bit and listen to the Marshall Mathers LP. I remember the Ken Kniff skit when he's fucking blowing another man. My mom and dad heard this shit, and they were like, man, I got to get a priest in this goddamn house.
There was some wild shit going on. Like his mind, we'll talk about it next week, but his mind was just on a whole nother level of shock value.
I couldn't, man, but I remember Kim was such a crazy song, but then, like this hook. Oh my God, so crazy. But yeah, we'll discuss that. This is episode 170 of Keep Grinding the podcast. DJ EC3.
Tony Donez here, guys.
and we out.
Thank you.